Today we are going to start a new topic that is known as the company meetings. Company meetings means any for any important matter, for any issue, or to discuss any of the routine work in a company or in an organization. We always need a meeting in which the most important people of the company and the people who are required for attending the company, these people come together and then they check out ki what are the problems in our company which we need to overcome through, and what are the things we need to look upon in the company, what are the matters which we need to do the deep study or the rooted study of those issues so that we can rectify it in our institution. Then also the company and the people discuss the important matters and the routine matters which they need to develop. For example, in an organization, whatever decision they want to take, whatever decision they want to implement in the company, related to the employees, related to the working, related to the management, related to the submission of the documents, making of the documentation, file work, paperwork. So everything whatever they need to discuss, or whatever the directors want to tell it to the other employees, or whatever the shareholders need to tell it to the directors, everything for everything there has to be a meeting in a joint stock company, because it is not the institution or the company of only one or two people. It belongs to a large group of people. Firstly, the owners, they that are the shareholders, and because they are not available at a time and they are not interested, plus they cannot do the management in a company, that is why it has become so important and so essential that that in a joint stock company there should be a separation of the ownership and the management. So hence the management is the board of directors in a joint stock company. These board of directors help the company in managing. So hence whatever decision they want to take, they cannot take alone, right? Whatever powers have been given to the directors, within that powers they can perform their duties. And that is why to take the decision, to take an overall decision amongst all the people together, the company meetings are very very necessary, because only one or two people cannot take the decision in a joint stock company. Now, as the owners in a joint stock company are the shareholders, are the members of a company, so they are in a large number, and hence they are scattered over the large places. So, obviously, they cannot come to the company for the management, they cannot handle the daily affairs and the daily issues of the joint stock company, and that is why the directors come into the role of the management of a joint stock company. Now meeting, it is the best way, it is the best form in which we can check ki what is the other person's opinion, what are the people other people's view on any of the topic or any matter. So when the members and the directors they come together, they discuss the issues related to the company, they exchange their ideas and their opinions, then they determine the business plan ki actually what plan are we going to implement into our business. And if the shareholders have better ideas than the directors, so they can suggest that also. And also the rules and the policies on which our company is going to work, everything is framed. And for everything, the permission and the voting and the approval of each member is also required. So whatever we need to discuss and implement in our company, it is done through the meetings, and every major decisions are taken with the meetings, with the permission of every people, especially the most important people, that is the management committee and the members. Now let us see the definition of the meeting. Company meeting is an assembly of people connected with the company who have gathered for the purpose of discussing matters related to it. So it is a assembly or a group of people who are connected in any manner. So nowadays audio visual meetings are also there. That is, we can do with the computer systems itself or the apps which are there. So there are many types of meetings, but the most popular type of meeting is the offline meeting, in which we need to go to a particular venue organized by a company, and there we need to do the meeting. So it is a specialized gathering of people where the people come to discuss some official, some important topics related to the company. In short, company meeting is an official gathering of the shareholders, directors, KMPs or creditors for discussing different issues relating to the company and arrive at the decisions. So there can be normal meetings in which the directors are offering means in which the directors want to tell something to their employees. So it is the internal meeting which is happening in the company, but the important meetings like the general meetings, annual general meetings, statutory meetings, creditors meetings, stakeholders meetings, these meetings are very important, and for this we need to do each and every official arrangement in a meeting. So these are some of the meetings which are very important. Plus, it is also mandatory for the company to keep annual general meeting and board meetings in a company according to the time given by the Companies Act. So yes, meetings are a very important part of the decision making and the management of a joint stock company. Now let us see what is the importance of company meetings, right? So firstly, it is the opportunities for the members to come together. So it gives a great opportunity for the members to come together, because rather than if there is no meeting or not any occasion to call the shareholders or the members into the company, of course they cannot gather without any reason. Those are also the people who are busy in their own lives. They have their own professions or their own businesses. So for this reason, meeting is the best way in which the people get an opportunity and a reason to come together to attend the meeting and to know about how the company is working and how well the directors are managing the company efficiently. Secondly, the minutes maintained by the secretary in each and every meeting plays a very important role. First of all, it acts as the summary of the meeting. What was a decision taken in the meeting? What has actually happened in the meeting? What are the topics which are being kept by the shareholders or the directors? What are the topics that are being discussed? Right. So it acts as a summary for those members who were absent in that meeting. Secondly, the minutes of the meetings act as the evidence ki yes, we have conducted these types of meetings, because according to the Companies Act it is very important for you to check ki the meeting should be happen in the right time whenever the Companies Act has given the provisions related to it. For example, the annual general meeting, it should happen yearly. The board meetings, it should happen within every 3 months in an organization. So this is a general pattern in which you need to follow for the meetings. So yes, it acts as an evidence. And next, third important thing is it acts as the revision for the members ki what is the thing we have actually discussed in the previous meetings or in the past meetings, right? So if we want to know or if we want to recollect ki what are the things we were discussing in the previous meeting, or what were the topics we have taken as a decision in the previous meeting. So yes, by going through the minute book of the previous meeting, the suppliers, the creditors, the shareholders and the members knows about what are the things we have been discussed in the previous meeting. So minutes of the previous meetings are read out by the secretary, which enables the members to get a clear idea about the matters discussed in the previous meeting. The next is the fixation and the implementation of policies, plans and programs, right? Fixation means to find out the solution, to fix anything. right, to get the solution of anything. So if the company is facing some problems related to the management, related to the strategy build up in the company, related to the marketing, related to the product management, so any problem if the company is facing, whether financially, whether related to the documentation and the paperwork, so any problem can be fixed by coming together in a meeting, discussing and keeping each other's opinions, sharing each other's opinions, and then we can come to a solution. And implementation method, to let the people follow whatever rules are being framed by the directors. So whatever rules the directors are framing for the company and the people to manage, to follow in the company, so those things, those rules and provisions need to be followed by the other people. So the implementation of the policies, plans and the programs which the directors have made for the company, for the employees to follow in the company, so that should be done, and that should be discussed in a meeting, so that the company secretary from the next day itself allow the people to follow those rules, and he will check whether each rule and whether each policy or the plan which we have decided in the meeting, whether the other employees are following it or not. Now, analysis of the problems. We can check what type of problem is arising in our company, and if the company is facing severe losses, if the company is facing some type of lack in the management, in managing of the company, or related to any department or related to any issue. So in this situation, if the directors are unable to find out actually where they are lacking in management, or actually in what department or where the company is lacking behind, so they can easily find out if they are into a meeting and they are discussing yes, these are the problems and what is the root cause of the problem. So they can analyze the problem, what is the problem, in which area we are lacking behind, and how to overcome that problem, right? So it becomes very easy and it becomes very efficient when we discuss and we share each other's opinions, and then we come out to any particular solution of any problem arising in the organization. Now, legal requirements. So yes, as I've earlier told you, it is compulsory for the companies to organize a meeting in their companies according to the provisions of the Companies Act, and it is the legal binding upon the company that they should perform and they should take and organize the meetings in an organization. So the legal formalities related to the organization, or organizing of the meetings, related to the arrangements of the meetings, it is done by the company secretary, or the formalities are done by the company secretary, and everything related to the meetings are fulfilled, are done according to the Companies Act. So whatever rules are being mentioned in the Companies Act, according to that format, according to that pattern, we need to organize a meeting in our organization. Now, the other important factors, like the appointment of the directors, the appointment of the auditors to declare the dividend, right, to study and give the approval to annual report, financial statements, auditors report. So every other important thing or every other legal matter on which the company needs to work, the company needs to take the decision, everything is being discussed in an meeting. Now, the essentials of a valid meeting means when you need to conduct a valid meeting. Valid means correct, accurate and perfect in the eyes of law, and according to the legal formalities you are being organizing the meeting in your company. Okay? So when we are talking about the essentials, means the very important things or the very important requirements to organize a meeting in your company. So those are the terms related to the essentials of a valid meetings. So a meeting becomes valid or it becomes legal in the eyes of law and according to the Companies Act when it is duly convened, properly constituted and properly conducted. So duly convened means on a perfect time in a proper time. Okay, so whenever the company has allotted time or the span of time for doing the meetings in your company, so within that span of time you need to organize the meeting in your organization. Secondly, properly constituted means the people who are essential for any meeting, the people who are compulsory ki yes, in this meeting these people should be there, these people is compulsory for them to be present at the meeting, so yes, those number of people should also be there for attending the meeting. And third is properly conducted. Properly conducted means proper documentation, proper paperwork, proper notice, proper agenda, then proper minutes book you need to maintain. So it should be properly conducted, it should be properly held in a legal manner. So these are the three most important things for a meeting to be valid. The first is duly convened. Duly convened means on the proper time. Properly constituted means the proper number of people should be there. And the third is properly conducted means according to the law, according to the Companies Act, it should be correct and it should be held according to every provision given in the Companies Act. Now, the first is the proper convening of the meeting, and in this, the first subtopic which we need to study is the proper authority. Now, who is the proper authority for the management of the meeting or to call out a meeting? So, in every company, in every situation, for every type of meeting, and in most of the cases, there is only the board of directors who are authorized as the proper authority in a company to conduct a meeting and to allow or to give permission for the meeting, right? But in some cases there can be the members of the company, that is the shareholders, that are the owners of the company, or in some situation there can be the NCLT, that is National Company Law Tribunal, or the central government, right? So in most of the cases the directors or the board of directors themselves calls for the meeting and it is their responsibility only. But in some cases where the directors are not into proper managing of the company, they are doing some unlawful activities in the company, so to regulate upon them, to control, to have a control upon them, the members of the company order them to take a meeting. And if they do not consider the order of the members, in that situation members directly go to the central government or the NCLT and then they ask ki, yes, these unlawful practices are going on in our company, so you can order as this authority you can order the company to have a meeting. So in this situation the NCLT or the central government also allows ki yes, you need to do a meeting, right? So in some situation what happens, the directors themselves take the decisions for the company, and it is for the it is not for the benefit of the company, it is for the benefit of the directors themselves. In some or the other manner they are getting benefited by that activity happening in the company. And because this unlawful activity they need to hide it from the owners of the company or the members of the company, that is why they are not doing any meeting, so that the members will come and ask ki, where have you used the fund or what decision have you taken. So that is why in severe cases the directors, if they are doing this type of activity, so that is why the members go to the NCLT or the central government and then they ask ki you should order our company to hold a meeting, and any meeting, annual general meeting, statutory meeting, any type of meeting which is important in the company. So but eventually in general terms and in normal companies where the functioning is going on nicely and smoothly, in those companies board of directors are the only proper authority to direct for the meeting, to have a meeting in the company. Now the second important subtopic is the notice. Notice, we all know what is a notice. A notice is an written invitation or intimation to the people who we want to invite in the meeting, and those people whom we want these people should attend our meeting. So in short, we are seeking for those people who are very essential and who will form a proper attendees in the meeting. So those people whom we want ki these people should attend our meeting, those people we are sending the notices of our company, right? So it is an advance, matlab we have to send the notice prior to the meeting, before some time for of the meeting, of course. And in that notice you need to mention in on what day, on what date, on what time your place, your venue for the meeting is there, who are the people coming in the meeting, and if the proxy is there, so you need to mention that also for any member. So everything related to the meeting, and to just inform those people ki yes, this type of meeting is there, and this type of date, place, venue, day we are organizing our meeting. So it is a general intimation to the people, and in which we need to invite the people to come and attend the meeting. That is the notice for any meeting. Now let us go through the contents of the notice. The first is the type of meeting. What type of meeting is it? Is it an annual general meeting? Is it a board meeting? Is it a statutory meeting? Is it a EGM, creditors meeting, stakeholders meeting, committee meetings? What type of meeting is it? You need to mention it over there. Then the exact day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then a date, of course, with the whole date, with the day, month, and the year. Then the time, at what time, AM, PM, it should be correct, whatever time you're mentioning. Then the place of meeting, the venue address should be exact with the pin code, with the, if there is in some apartment, if it is in some hall, if it is in some building, so the exact address should be there where the venue of the meeting is there. The agenda of the meeting, and contains a statement that member is entitled to appoint proxy, right? So firstly, the agenda of the meeting should also be attached with the notice, and a statement that a member is entitled to appoint proxy. And if the person, means in some meeting they are not allowing proxy, in whatever meeting they are allowing, so they give a statement over there. So if some of the members are unable to attend the meeting, they can inform the company before 72 hours of the meeting, and then they can appoint the proxy. If any special resolution is to be passed, it should be mentioned as a special resolution in the notice. So below the notice you need to mention ki special resolution and what is the topic, because we know ki what are the topics we are going to be discussed in a meeting, and other than that we cannot discuss anything in a meeting which is beyond agenda. But anything which is related to the points of agenda, we can discuss that. And if there is something known as the special resolution, matlab the topics which are a little special than the ordinary things, than the ordinary topics, those topics also we need to write it over there, so that the members who are coming and attending the meeting, they should be prepared about that ki what are the things we are going to be discussed, and what are the points I need to make it in the company. And for that he need to study the past records of the company, facts of the company, etc. In case of special business to be transacted, statutory note and an explanatory statement must be given in the notice. If you are going to discuss some special business, ordinary business are those general routine things which the company is doing, but special business are those which is which the company is not practicing on everyday basis. For example, to declare the dividend, so every month or every day the company is not declaring the dividend. Secondly, to appoint the auditors, directors of the company, so this is also the special business. So these type of things which the company which is not included in the company's routine work, that is the special businesses. So if you are going to discuss that, so what is the reason behind it, you need to mention an explanatory statement ki why are we changing the auditor, if we want to change the auditor, etc. Now, who is the proper authority to send the notice? So, of course, the board of directors allows, matlab they are the authority to send the notice from the company, representing the company, and this work is authorized by the directors to the company secretary. Company secretary takes care of framing of the notice, of framing of the agenda with the permission of directors, and then it is his work to give it or distribute or send it the notices and the agenda to the members of the company who are going to attend that meeting. Now, who are the authorities to receive the notice? किस किस को notice मिलना चाहिए? The first is all shareholders in case of shareholders meeting, of course. So it is a type of a shareholders meeting. So every shareholder should get the notice irrespective of his attendance in the meeting. वो चाहे meeting में आए चाहे ना आए, it is the responsibility of the company to send the notices to each and every shareholder. Secondly, if there is annual general meeting, you need to call up the auditor, क्योंकि annual general meeting is specially done for the auditing, to take the auditor's report and to evaluate the profit and the dividend of the company. So hence you need to call the auditor of the company in if you are calling out the annual general meeting. The legal representatives of deceased or insolvent member, if any of the member is deceased matlab he is dead, or insolvent if he has become bankrupt, so उन सबका एक एक नॉमिनी या फिर लीगल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होता है. So instead of calling them, because the person is dead and the person is declared insolvent, so we cannot call them because they are incompetent to enter into any contract. So that is why we will call their representative or their nominee to the company. So it is our responsibility to check and send the notices to those people also. A person named first in register of members in case of joint holders. अगर joint holders है, for mostly ये minor के case में होता है. So in this situation, if there is a joint holders, so जिसका भी register of members में पहला नाम लिखा होगा, for example Mr. A and Mr. B, तो Mr. A का नाम अगर register में पहला है, तो हम company will send the notice to only the first the person with the first name in the register of members, ठीक है? And it is assumed that the person will inform the second person also. And last is in case of the general meetings and the board meetings, all the directors, so all the directors are also liable to get the notices of any types of meeting, especially board meetings and the general meetings. Now, what is the period of notice? Matlab, how many days before you need to send? So, for every other meeting, you need to send the notices before 21 clear days of the meeting. For example, if the meeting is on 15th April, ठीक है? So, उसके 21 days पहले तो you need to send, but जिस दिन पे notice मिलने वाला है members को, plus जिस दिन पे आप भेज रहे हो notice, ये दोनों दिन exclude होंगे. Secondly, जितने भी 21 days होंगे वो सारे clear working days होंगे, मतलब उसमें ना तो holidays आ सकते हैं और ना ही weekend आपका Sunday आ सकता है, right? सारे के सारे working 21 clear days पहले you need to send the notice and the agenda to every member. But if it is a board meeting, तो board meeting में आपको 7 days पहले आपका board meeting send करना होता है, and इसके लिए भी same requirement होता है, 7 clear days चाहिए होता है हमको a week prior. And वो 7 days वाला जो clause है that is only applicable to the board meetings, and 21 clear days वाला जो clause है that is applicable to all the other meetings of the company. Now, what are the ways of serving the notice? Means how are you going to send the notice to the people? The first is you can send them personally. Matlab, if the people are in the city itself, so you can send personally. Matlab, by going to their house, or if they are coming in the company, then you can hand it over to them. Secondly, by the ordinary post at their registered address in India. Okay, if in India they are having their registered address with the company, on that address you will send the notices by ordinary post. Secondly, if they are having no registered address in India, because some may be from outside the country, ठीक है, and some people they are not having the registered house, so whatever address is given by the member, ठीक है, on that address you need to send your notice. Third, if any member wants the notice by registered post, then you should send the notice to them, but the company needs to take the charges for the registered post beforehand only. मतलब पहले ही आपको जिस भी member को registered post से उसका notice चाहिए, उससे पहले उसके जो extra charges लगते हैं वो company पहले ही उस member से ले लेगी. Ordinary post is a post which is sent by a very nominal charge by the post office, but registered post are that post जिसमें extra facilities होती है, like a special cover will be provided for your product, ठीक है, and if the delivery is done by the postman, ठीक है, so he will take the signature of the receiver, and secondly जिसका भी नाम उस पार्सल पे लिखा है सिर्फ उसके हाथ में ही वो चीज हैंड ओवर होगा, और पोस्टमैन उस पर्सन का सिग्नेचर भी ले लेगा और वो सिग्नेचर आपको इन्फॉर्म भी किया जाएगा. सेकेंडली, अगर इन सम सिचुएशन दैट पर्सन इज नॉट अवेलेबल एट दैट टाइम एट इन हिज होम, ठीक है, सो द पोस्टमैन विल गो थ्राइस, वो 3 बार अटेम्प्ट करेगा डिफरेंट टाइम्स पे जाकर उस वो नोटिस को उनको देने का, क्योंकि जिसका नाम है उसी को हैंड ओवर किया जाता है इन रजिस्टर्ड पोस्ट. तो अगर ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है तो इन दिस सिचुएशन ही विल कम बैक, तो 3 बार वो अटेम्प्ट करेगा, अगर नहीं होता है तो वो आपको आपका पार्सल जहां से आया था वहां पे सही सलामत फॉरवर्ड करेगा. सो देयर आर सम एक्स्ट्रा फैसिलिटीज फॉर द रजिस्टर्ड पोस्ट फॉर विच द courier service charges a little extra. Now notice can be advertised in a leading newspaper of the area जहां पे हमारे कंपनी का registered office है. So wherever our company holds the registered office in the area, so उस area के local newspaper में we need to give the notice, advertisement for the notice of the meeting. And as per the initiative of Ministry of Environment, you can send through email also. So nowadays emails are also accepted क्योंकि we need to लेसन अवर पेपर वर्क, है ना, तो पेपर वर्क हमको लेसन करना है और उसके लिए वी कैन सेंड ईमेल्स आल्सो, बट ऑफ कोर्स लेटर्स इज द मोस्ट ट्रस्टेड एंड मोस्ट कॉमन वे थ्रू विच वी कैन सेंड द नोटिसेस टू द मेंबर्स. Now, when a special business is to be discussed in a meeting, okay, when any type of special things, special topics we are going to discuss in the meeting, so we need to give an explanatory statement ki why are we discussing this topic, what are the causes, is there something emergency in the company, and this thing, this explanatory statement you need to attach it with the notice. So a statement and the written explanation for that we need to attach it to the notice, and then we can send, so that the members would also come to know ki what are the topics we are discussing in the meeting, and why this topic is discussed, and what is the cause, are there some frauds in the company, etc. And the last is the omission to give the notice. If we are intentionally skipping some of the members while giving the notice, because it is the responsibility of the company to carefully check ki each member has received the notice or not. So if the company is even if the company forgets, but still it will be considered as a deliberate act of the company, and then in that situation the meeting would not be valid. Whatever the meeting things will be discussed in the meeting, it will not be considered valid. So hence the company needs to pay more attention ki the company's work should be efficiently managed, it should be very organized while sending the notices and agendas to the people, inviting them to come in the meeting. Thank you.